Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, the reason why William Ruto is facing a huge problem, it is because of overpromising without a master plan on how he's going to deliver those promises. So Kenyans are reminding him about the promises he made and what is happening on the ground. It is totally different. And it's like William Ruto is yet to learn a lesson of his own. And his allies are now still in the mood of giving promises to Kenyans when Kenyans anticipated for delivery. They have refused to differentiate between the season for promises and the season for delivery. For them, they want to do the two things at the same point. We then end up backfiring totally. It is surprising that today, the CS for Agriculture, Mithika Linturi, is still promising Kenyans on how he's going to bring down the cost of Unga. We remember the first time when he talked about going to Zambia and bringing the maize in this country. It backfired. You remember when he said that they are going to remove the taxes on maize so that they can bring more here? It backfired. The issue of GMO and the sheep that docked in Mombasa, it backfired. So Ruto was in Machakos long time ago, and he said in 1 week time, now it is 3 months time, it backfired. Today, Mithika Linturi is telling Kenyans that it's going to bring down the cost of Unga at the most lowest price that Kenyans have never experienced in 10 years time. That means they want to talk about the price of Unga in the era of Kibaki. Not even William Uhuru Kenyatta. 10 years ago, you're talking about Kibaki. And let me quote him. This is what he's saying. The cost of Unga will come down to level Kenyans have not experienced in the past 10 years. Even the anasema. But we have two questions to ask here. The question we are asking Mithika Linturi, how? How will it come down? And the second question is, why is he coming this statement at this time? Before we go deep into that, just a quick request for those who are watching and you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our returning subscribers and anyone who drop comment, I must say thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to this discussion. Now, the question of how to bring down the cost of Unga, it is a question that Mithika Linturi should answer. Because remember, he's talking about bringing down the cost of Unga to a level where Kenyans have never experienced so in the past 10 years. So when you talk about 10 years, we have to go and check the price of Unga the last year Kibaki was in the office. That means we are talking about 2012. If he's talking about bringing the price of Unga down at the level where it was in 2012, then we can tell him that one packet of 2 kg of Unga was going for 50 shillings. Is that what is promising? It was 50 shillings. The highest 60. And for those who are buying maize, wale wa kuchaga pale kijijini, mahindi ilikuwa inauzwa shilingi 40 gorogoro moja. So is that what Mithika Linturi is promising? And if this is what is promising, where is he going to bring this maize? Now, Mithika Linturi is playing with Kenyans. And we have to explain here why is he bringing this kind of promises. The reason is simple. The other day, we saw William Ruto in his farm, Kule Sugoi, and he took photos. And we could see the maize is doing well. It is promising that harvest is almost coming. So, Mithika Linturi has no any plan. Don't believe in what he's telling you. Then we saw Kenyans taking photos. You could see in their farm, the maize is promising. Kuna mahindi ya kuchoma saizi, wale wa kuchemusha kuna mahindi ya kuchemusha. So that means in the village, at least majority of people cannot sleep hungry because they can get to their shamba, have some maize for roasting, ingine ya kuchemusha, and they can have something on table. He has no any plan. He is simply talking about this because he knows it is season for harvesting. So in 1 or 2 months' time, farmers are going to harvest. That's why he's bringing this. But he don't have any solution from his office. So when you talk like this, you think like he's bringing solution. So from where? No strategic plan. No any serious work on the ground to see the issue of this maize. So they have started again, like the same way they have done it. To come and tell you that because you have harvested, the government has helped to bring down the cost of Unga. You harvested on your own. But then, they should be more worried. Because the people in village can at least smile for a short time because wamepanda mahindi na watavuna. Swali kubwa ni kwamba, what about those in urban areas? Not everyone is a farmer. But majority of Kenyans depend on ugali. Not all of them are maize farmers. So the issue is, those in urban areas, how will he bring down the cost of Unga to at least 50 shillings to 40 shillings there, when the Kenyan shilling is losing value? It has totally depreciated. How? I'm asking this because I'm well aware that the cost of production from digging the land, you do the tilling, you do the planting, the cost of fertilizer, the cost of seed, the cost of weeding, then the cost of harvesting, you put it together, it definitely tells you that it has been very expensive to do maize farming in this country. Once the cost of production is high, Mithika Linturi, how do you anticipate Kenyans to give the maize at a throw price? It will never happen. So even what we are bringing here is whole hallucination. Mambo yenye Mithika Linturi anaongelea is just a mirage. It's a mirage. Unaona ni kama unafikia lakini hautafikia. Mithika Linturi is in his own heaven. Hii ni mawazo yake yenye it can never be a reality on the ground. What we know is that maize farmers have something to eat, and they will continue to have at least for some period of time. But we are well aware, those who do not do maize planting, they still have a huge problem. They can never sell their maize to millers at a throw price. If you do your calculation, then you will discover that kuweka tu mtu kwa shamba akulimie ulikuwa unalipa 300. And we have to compare. During Kibaki era, you would just pay someone 50 shillings, at highest 100 shillings kukuja kufanyia kazi kwa siku moja. Today it has tripled. You have to pay hivi 300 yenye hata haitoshi. So Mithika Linturi should understand that the same amount of money you would spend on 1 acre of land in 10 years time, it has tripled. So you cannot just come with a mere statement to tell us that you will bring down to a level they have never experienced in 10 years time, when we know very well that the cost of production has tripled. We used to pay 50 to 100. Now we are paying 300. So that tells you that the cost has tripled. A cost of production has tripled per acre of land. So farmers will never give the maize at throw price, unless if he's saying that farmers have to just do a charity work, something that the government has refused to do when they have our taxes. So who will do that? So this was just a mere statement. And Mithika Linturi is an exposed man. He don't have any plan. Yeye ameshindwa kufanya kazi kwa Ministry of Agriculture. And this is a devolved function. These people have refused to give money to county government to deal with the issue of agriculture. Wamebaki na pesa huko juu. Sijui ni ilikuwa bottom up. They are literally doing trickle down, which is, and they are getting it wrong.